Hey, it's your boy, Lot Zero, and I'm here with,
It's your main man, Rev.
and we are here to talk about the latest and greatest in the One Piece verse.
Yeah, we're dropping the freshest stuff. Everything that just popped off in the latest and greatest in the One Piece universe. And for all the fans that are joining us, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And anything else?
Yeah,
We have a special notice, right?
yeah, we're doing a little bit of a different format this week. We're going to forego the read through, and we're just gonna jump right into reviews. We're gonna go to the bullet points of the chapter and hit it up that way and see how we like that. So hopefully you guys appreciate this format and it's more digestible for everybody. We know how
We know
everybody's attention span is
we
not
know
that
change is
not
scary,
that
but
much.
we're gonna try new stuff. But yeah, so I guess with that being said, let's get right into it. Chapter 1014. And the title of this one is The Ham. The Ham. Okay.
Yeah,
Any
well,
note?
I mean, the scanlation called it something else. Let me just. I think it was the ham actor. The ham kind of leaves out a lot of context, but
I guess the ham actor is more of a note on probably Kanjuro, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
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 that's
and
my guess.
it took me a second to kind of piece it together. Maybe since I'm a bit older, it's an idiom I'm more familiar with. But hamming it up on stage, like it's kind of to me, it kind of is like it's like an overacting or like is very like has connotations of not being like the most skilled actor.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know.
Just a negative connotation. I think on the actor kind of lends a clue as to where this, it's going with that. Hint to me, at least.
Yeah, and also like the cover art just very briefly has to do with this tiger thing, Yobu tiger thing with Law, and it's supposed to be a riddle of how to capture the tiger. Like I read up on it. It's nothing that I would have even remotely pieced together because it's super related to Japanese culture. So, you know, I mean
Context.
Oda's in Japanese world right now. He's really digging what he's doing with Wano and attaching it to his world and everything. So I get it. It's just it's not for me.
Oh, I didn't get the
Um,
reference at all. So
no,
I just,
I didn't either. It was the notes that were provided in the scanlation. So, you know, take that for what you will.
well, I guess you can't, you gotta diversify it. So, I'm cool with trying new things. I don't get it, not for me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
This tiger trying to sneak some meat in the background. I see Law. Um, yeah, Law's looking a little angry as usual. He's not like this yoga pose. I don't think it's for him. But it's an okay cover, not the best, not the worst.
Mhm.
That's all I gotta say about that. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So the beginning of the chapter had started off with a Kaido monologue. He talks about he's disappointed in Luffy, and he says you couldn't be the Joy Boy, as Luffy descends to the oceans, falling off of Onigaishima.
So this is
And
interesting because where the hell did Kaido learn about Joy Boy, right? That would indicate
yeah,
that he somehow can read the poneglyphs, right? Or is in the know, or someone who before could read the poneglyphs let him know about it. So maybe
yeah,
this
I'm
ties
gonna
back
I'm
in with
gonna go
Rock's
with
Pirates.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm gonna say he received this information from some other second source, most likely Rocks or somebody on the Rocks crew.
Do you
Um,
do you think it's possible that he had someone before that could read poneglyphs and maybe he lost in the process? Because especially in Kaido's backstory, we see like some people that had powers before that are in there, especially in the Wano country. So maybe he had someone who read the poneglyphs for him, and that's how he found out. Or
maybe
yeah,
I mean maybe on Rocks' crew there was a three-eyed person, and maybe that's why Big Mom was like seeking out to have a child with a third eye, so they'd be able to read the poneglyphs. Maybe King is a three-eyed person, and that's why he wears that whole getup, so
and
he can
he
kind
has
of
five
obscure
things going. Like, come on, man.
that. He's into S&M. He has black wings. He has three eyes. He has
Fire wings.
random floating fire around him. I
He's a
mean,
swordsman.
why not? give him another thing, you know.
I'm sure he's also a pterodactyl, you know.
Yes.
So yeah. So why not be a 3 on top of that too? Okay.
Mhm.
But
But it doesn't upset me. It's not like random to me. Like it seems like Kaido being who he is, and being around as long as he has, will be privy to some secret knowledge. So, you know,
yeah.
it's interesting. What I'm curious about is what Joy Boy means to him and its significance. Does he feel like Joy Boy is the one who could give him a fitting death? Um, I mean, this is like going into crackpot theory right now, but maybe his motivation for what he does and how brutal and cruel he is to elicit Joy Boy into fruition. You know what I mean? Like he needs to be like some kind of antagonistic force that forces Joy Boy to manifest.
It's a lot of hypotheticals there, man.
Yeah.
Conjecture. We don't know. We'll have to
Yeah.
get a Kaido flashback. That will take 7 weeks.
What's interesting to me too with the whole Joy Boy thing is he says it seems like he couldn't be Joy Boy 2, so it's an implication that there was somebody else or multiple other people who could have been Joy Boy. Maybe Joy Boy, because I don't like the whole prophecy thing. I don't want this to be another Naruto with Indra and Asura, like, you know, being reincarnations, and you know, I don't want Luffy to just be a reincarnation of Joy Boy and inherit his spirit and blah 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 and share a body with him, and like
Honestly, I
I
was
like
kind of thinking it may go that way just for the fact that it could also tie in with the devil fruits rebirthing all the time. And it's like maybe it's part of that, and part of like, you know, people that are D's like getting reborn over and over again or something. Who knows?
I don't know. But yeah, I hope it's more so a title or something you can achieve or become. That's something that resonates more with me than just preordained destiny shit. You know, I want Luffy to earn his power, not just be fated.
Destined, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, also it was hilarious when Kaido was like, "What was that again? Gomu Gomu no Worororo." That was pretty hilarious.
Just pooping all over Luffy's abilities, like gum weak ass motherfucker. Yeah.
Gomu Gomu
Kaido-
no get the fuck out of here.
Kaido's a savage, man. He's a
Yeah.
Shitaku Supreme. I guess when
Yeah.
you've been doing that long, you gotta find new ways to entertain yourself. He's like, he's gonna laugh at people after I beat them senseless. But big note, Luffy in the sea. So who's gonna rescue him? Theories could, you know, for me, it could. I was like, maybe the Big Mom pirates will fish him out. Maybe Katakuri or something comes back into it. I was also thinking you could tie in with the with Shirahoshi somehow in Fishman Island, just because what we see later on.
I mean, that's a theory floating around, but I don't think it's highly probable. I don't think she's nearby.
I
and
do
also,
think it's likely that it's a big animal though, like either a sea king or, you know, like a monstrous creature. Just because, you know, Momo's seen like, you know, the ability to hear like I guess like bigger creatures too. That seems like the you know, it's kind of like Zoe and stuff. So I think it's
Yeah.
like could be like, if it's not even like Zoe itself, maybe it could be a big guardian animal tied into Wano or something we haven't seen before that maybe helps out Luffy. Gives him the magical blessing powers to go to gear 79.
let's continue. Let's continue to go through the bullet points because we kind of touch on that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So the next thing that occurs in the chapter is Kaido instructs Ba Huang to inform everybody of his victory, and I'm believing to dishearten the alliance and you know, get the morale down and make them less effective. You know,
Probably to just get them on his side too, because he has a big thing for adding pirates to his crew. So
yeah,
he's
breaking
generally
people.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Momonosuke, the chapter goes to Momonosuke next, and he after reading the journal, he's learned, I guess, something that only he can perform, because now he's under the impression, he's like, I must not die. There's something that he can accomplish, so he's learned something. So I'm wondering if there's another genetic thing passed down, the way in the Neptune royal family, the Sea King ability is push down the royal family. Maybe something similar is in Odin's bloodline and is passed down to Momonosuke.
You think he could be Uranus?
It's possible. There's a guy, Randy Troy. He's a really good One Piece YouTuber, and he talks about this whole like idea of like there's the ancient weapons, but then there has to be like I guess like like avatars to like man the weapons, like the power goes through these people. So like Shirahoshi, you know, is channeling the power to manage the Sea Kings, and maybe even like with Pluton, we know it's a warship. Maybe like I think he believes like Vivi is the avatar for that. Like even though you have this big deadly ship, you need somebody with a specific power to pilot it or something. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the case. I don't know. But either way, Momonosuke learns about some significance about himself and you know some ability, which I'm sure is going to come to fruition very, very soon, and probably it's going to be instrumental in Luffy being saved.
You don't think it could be some like dumb as hell where it's just like Odin's talking to his son, it's like, you must just live forever, and he's like, I guess I just truly must not die. My dad said
No,
it.
no,
No.
I don't think so.
Couldn't be a sweet and tender moment or anything like that, like, you know, bucking expectations.
Nah, because I don't think that would have motivated Momonosuke to say what he said about saying that he must live. It's not just enough. I mean, I'm sure he knows his father wants him to live, and that the Scabbards are doing all this, you know, to reinstate him as Shogun and avenge Odin, and that he's important to everybody. But yeah, I don't think it's just a sentimental thing. So
We'll see.
But he ends up hearing a voice, freaking out. I'm assuming it's weird to me because it kind of steps on the territory of Shirahoshi and her ability to command Sea Kings. So it's like maybe he commands Land Kings, or you know, something that can scoop Luffy out of the water. I don't know. Maybe there's a whole like herd of Zunashas somewhere.
Well, we do hear like a scree sound. Do you think that's like a bird he's hearing or something? Like that gives me like maybe like there's a flying creature, you know, tying with that land thing, you know, and it's gonna scoop in the water and save Luffy or something. But I do think it's like a giant creature. I do think not that it's biting off Shirahoshi stuff, but I mean he did, you know, control Zoe, you know, like.
Well, no, I mean like in biting off of her,
like
in terms of maybe it's a Sea King, but then if it was a Sea King, it's like why would there be two people commanding Sea Kings? Like I don't know. It's weird.
No, I got you. I understand.
Yeah. But anyway, you know, then it cuts back to the live floor, and you know, Chopper is. I mean, I'm of the opinion he's holding his own against Queen. Maybe that sounds a bit generous to you or to other people. I mean, he's dealing with a commander, and he's not just getting one shot. So to me, that has some kind of impressiveness behind it. And granted, not all commanders are top tier commanders. Like there's levels to them and shit. So
yeah,
you know, like Snack wasn't. He was only a 600 billion bounty guy, and he got smacked around.
I don't believe in the bounties anymore necessarily, because
bounties
with
on
Zoro and like with Zoro and Sanji, doesn't Sanji have a higher, you know, bounty than Zoro right now? And we all know that ain't the case at all. But I don't really think that he's doing like too much damage to Queen, like not even slightly, just because of Queen's laugh afterwards. I mean, it could just be like, you know, showboating and like ha ha ha, and it's like, oh crap, you know. But I don't think that's the case. I think that he's doing no damage to Queen. He's just getting his ass beat. That's how it comes off.
Yeah, I doubt he's doing much damage to Queen, and whatever he is doing is negligible. But it is preventing Queen from just wiping out everybody, so that is an accomplishment. Yep. And we get Parasparrow's peppering people with candy arrows, just adding to the chaos. But we get a flashback of Chopper talking to
Caesar Clown.
Caesar Clown, and Caesar Clown apparently helped him develop his drug even further, and now he has a 30-minute time limit instead of a 3-minute time limit, which
I
to
don't
me always
like.
seemed kind of stupid. Like I guess you can accomplish a lot in 3 minutes, but not in the new world against huge ass armies, Yonko armies and
Well,
shit.
I think that Chopper's whole thing was that he couldn't do it much longer because we see the effects, it has on his body for days or hours after taking it. So I'm sure if you take the limiter off, it's gonna have 10 times the effect on Chopper. So maybe when he comes
Yeah.
back, he's gonna like spit out like a lung or something. I don't want to see
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah, I
because
mean,
Caesar
yes.
Caesar wouldn't care. Like he's already proven, he likes to experiment on people. He doesn't care if it's gonna help or hurt them. He's just trying to further his own research. So for him, it's like I'll show you a little trick, but it's not gonna be helpful. Like in the long run.
Yeah, he touches on that. He implies that there's gonna be more risks, and but he goads Chopper into accepting it, by questioning his bravery. But I like that even though Caesar Clown hates them, the Straw Hats and stuff, his science side has to intervene and improve something he sees in front of him. Like he feels passionate. He's passionate about science, and
Science. For science.
so I respect that. I like that. I like that character trait about him and his need to show off.
Also interesting that he calls out Chopper's like desire for precious looks. So I think he's gonna make it more monstrous if he does get it to another level. That would I guess be interesting to see if Chopper gets an upgrade and then goes super mega monster point, ultra instinct, mega
Yeah, that's
death.
what I was gonna say. Like I was wondering, is he gonna lose himself again? He's gonna go into Wendigo form,
Do you-
and
what if he actually combines all 6 of the forms, like kung fu, horn, arm, leg. It just becomes a more how we've seen the combo zone guys where it's they're man, monster, I guess Rob Lucci as an example, right? Maybe something more along that lines where he looks, I guess, just streamlined of all his different forms. Could be.
maybe. I mean, to go further than where he is now, I would think it would imply that he kind of would lose his sense of self and just wreak chaos, which would be interesting to see because everybody's like, oh, Chopper, yeah, go for it. Even Kaido's forces are switching over and they're all cheering him on and respecting him. So if he goes even further and then they're like, yeah, Chopper, and then he turns on them and fucking goes crazy against them too, it'd be interesting. But his horns could get all crazy and piercing and stuff, and he
Mega scary.
yeah. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that develops. I hope it's not just he's just out of commission for even longer than he normally would be.
I also want to say something. Marco, you're supposed to be fighting all 3 of these guys at once, and Chopper's taking care of 2 of them. I'm assuming you're fighting King by yourself, but
Yeah, we don't see
Chopper's doing a
King.
lot of
We
work.
don't see King in all this commotion, which I think is probably significant. I'm gonna guess that Marco is dealing with him, like you said, and maybe we'll actually start to get more King development because we've seen a lot about Queen and what he's capable of. So I think King needs to kind of show out what he's about and his philosophy and fighting style and all that jazz because he's been kind of quiet this entire arc. So,
Literally. It's
Yeah.
5 words. But we do see, after Bao Wang's announcement to the whole Island King snapping on Chopper, not King, Queen, sorry, Queen biting
Oh.
Chopper's, I thought it was his head at first, but it's just his shoulder. And I thought he was like, screw you, man, I'm gonna eat your face. But as we look around, we see all the I guess all the various members of Onishigama reacting, and across the board, we see the Straw Hats are just like, nah, it can't be, not my captain. And
Yeah, Frankie doesn't seem worse for the wear really. He seems to be pretty okay dealing with his situation. We don't see Sasaki's status, but he's still in the big Shogun. There's no significant damage. It seems like he's not missing. He doesn't have tears in the metal or anything crazy like that. So he seems to be
he's not on fire.
pretty much at the point where he started.
Jinbei now
who's-
beating this guy already is interesting. Who's who?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that fight. Like the way that it's being depicted, how they're fighting each other, and you know who's throwing kicks and shit. It looks like we're gonna have some interesting martial arts situation going on, like a Rock Lee kind of thing happening. I hope it goes somewhere interesting and we get a really cool animation for some kung fu shit going on. And who else did we see there?
We did see the samurai forces, and they're just more upset about Kinemon dying, or it looks like, from their announcement. And then we see Kid, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just keeping fighting Big Mom. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Law
Also, we see Brooke and Robin still dealing with
Black Maria.
Black Maria, and they seem to be okay. Robin's a little dusty, but nothing debilitating. It seems like.
We see Law's a little upset. He's not like in full disbelief, but he does seem taken aback by this news. Like, what? Straw Hat, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
I
Mom's
like
loving
how
it.
I like how Kid reacted to this because it's consistent with his character. I like how he's just all in with just doing whatever the fuck he wants. Like it's like I said, he has conquerors for a reason. He really exemplifies the traits of a conqueror in the One Piece verse. So I appreciate that, and his reaction was pretty funny to me.
It's on point.
Also, we see Luffy actually submerged in the water, so it's not like some. Did he fall in? Did he not? Did somebody get him at the last second? No, it's not debatable. He is submerged. He is in the water. So
He drowning.
yeah, something has to happen and soon to get him out of that situation. But yeah, even after Bao Huang had declared victory, Kaido's victory, and stated like, hey, if you defect, you'll get mercy and blah blah blah.
We got snacks on the side. The Beast Pirates. We get the best stuff.
You get benefits. You get the spa package. You get healthcare, 401k. Come join the Kaido Corps. Like.
They're thinking of building a gym in the back. It's a lot. They have amenities.
They're gonna put a handball court in. It's gonna be great, man. Like, But yeah, Zoro and Sanji simultaneously say screw that. They do not want to become Beast Pirate members, obviously, and they've been through this already. Like, they understand how Luffy works. They understand like. More than likely the first or second round will be a loss for him, but he will return and he will continue to push forward. So,
It's just a matter of time. Just gotta be patient with his ass. He's gonna bounce back and go show what Gum Gum's really about. But we do see Kinemon, not Kinemon, Kanjuro doing his sneaky little stuff, plotting on people. Hate him. What's it called? The frog found him. I forget who.
Yeah, and Shinobu's like, "Yo, isn't this thing like an issue? Why does she have to say this? Why doesn't she just go like fucking bah, get out of here? Like you don't need to check in with them. Take care of it. Like they're dealing with stuff right now."
I guess she knows that it's as soon as it got there, that was kind of over. Like can't really unsee those images. Someone's gonna be like, "All right, we got it. We know what to do."
But I mean, at that point, get rid of it so they can escape from that point. At least it's bad enough they know where they are, but if they try to escape, it's gonna see where they're going. So dispose of it, dispatch it.
Yeah,
but yeah, like Momonosuke is still freaking out and hearing shit, and he's telling Kinemon there's something that needs to be told to everybody.
Yeah, he's like, save me from Kaido. Everybody use your body as a shield. I can't die. Tell them real fast because he's coming. That's what he wanted to say.
Yeah. Tell everybody I shit my pants. But yeah, Kanjuro makes his way up, disguising himself as Lord Odin. And Okiku is enraged, but as she's going to strike him, and telling, Shinobu Momonosuke, hey, it's
first,
a fake.
But I was gonna say Momo's reaction is like happiness, thinking his
Yeah.
father has returned, not accepting, his death, just like the rest of the Scabbards, Even I guess I was gonna say his precognition or like voice ability didn't even put him on that was a fake, which sucks.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Okiku goes to take him down, but Kanjuro playing mind games, reminds her about how Odin took her in and her sibling, and in the brief moment of hesitation where she cries, remembering this,
You
he
don't
puts
have
a sword
parents.
right through her,
Oh, that's so sad.
and yeah, sadness
No, I
abound.
was talking about the flashback scene. Where it's like you don't have parents. It's like yeah, the little Bruce Wayne characters. But yeah, really, just kind of useless. Whole, hesitating. It's not Odin. Like, come on. It's
Yeah, I try to think of it. I try to think of it like, okay, so what if my wife was killed by somebody and I went to go seek revenge, and I live in a world of powers. I know that there's an imposter pretending to be her to throw me off. I can understand to a degree. Like it would be hard to attack an imposter version of my wife, even though I know it's an imposter seeing her in front of me. So I can get to a degree how this could be like a difficult thing to overcome. So it requires some discipline.
No, I'd pop that motherfucker. I would not hesitate. I'd be like, you son of a bitch, I know exactly what you're doing. This is even worse. Disrespecting my wife's memory. Chop your head off. No hesitation. Kick it right in
And they
the
touch on this a little bit with Sanji and Alabasta with Bon Clay. And he
that was
pretending
only
to be
really
Nami.
about the girls, and that's the thing is if when as soon as it was Zoro, he was ready to kick him in the head, or Straw Hat, or Usopp, so definitely just about a Nami thing there.
Mm-hmm.
But we see Kiku take the blow from Kanjuro, and I thought it was an Odin clone at first. Okay, he was gonna do like another bomb, but it actually turns out to be Kanjuro up in the flesh, just disguising himself, which is an interesting ability. He shows a lot of range now that he's not, exposed to the traitor.
Yeah, he seems pretty skilled with his fruit, honestly. Like very, very versatile. Lots of different uses, and I mean,
very creative.
we don't see that too often in the One Piece world. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a fair mixture. Like we have some people who are really competent with their devil fruits, and then we have some like Kinemon, for example, doesn't seem to utilize his fruit to the highest degree that he could.
I forgot he had a devil fruit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm honestly, I completely forgot he actually.
I forget sometimes too, since he so sparingly uses it. And I guess there's only so many situations that will call for it, but
I mean,
I don't know. I would have to imagine.
It's really about his imagination, right? Couldn't he like turn on like tank armor or something? If he was
Exactly.
properly motivated?
I would think he would keep a stack of leaves or rocks or something that he could use to.
Couldn't you just like put a hoodie on and do the same thing? Wouldn't that have the same effect? I don't know. But
Yeah.
besides forgetting that he was a devil fruit, you just completely slipped my mind. He actually has this cool moment here where it looks like Kanjuro's about to strike him. He's holding Kiku in his arms, and then he strikes back and slashes the hell out of Kanjuro in this really nice double spread. You see him attacking his midsection, giving him like I guess like seppuku kind of vibes, right? Like like getting that belly cut. I don't know. For me, that's
I mean, I guess so.
it's like a
I mean,
it's like a dishonor thing he's giving him, right? Because he could have.
Yeah, I could see that. It's there's probably a parallel behind that. It's a little difficult. I mean, it looks like based on that first panel where he slashes him, he's doing it across the belly, and then like when you go to the next one, it's kind of like looks like it's going diagonally, but I guess it's just the blood spurting outwards. But then The next one, you see Kinemon's hand over what looks like a mess of blood. So yeah, I guess it was across his midsection. But yeah, Kinemon puts a wrap on Kanjuro and his shenanigans.
Yeah.
And, in death, Kanjuro's even saying, like, this is, like, perfect. And, this fits, like, the play. That the one who would kill me would be the best friend. And,
I gotta say, this man was really involved in his role. And I gotta respect that. I gotta respect the love of performance. Yes, I love it. It's crazy. Great character. Say what you will, but Kanjuro, crazy turn. I liked it. So a fitting end to an interesting villain, I would say.
But after this small victory, there's an explosion and Kaido shows up. He is not fucking around. There was no confusion. He didn't show up to where.
Oh, where's Momo at? Oh wait, I have super observation hockey. I can find him in 2 seconds since you told me what room he's in. Oh yeah.
He didn't go to where Yamato was, thinking, oh, you have Momonosuke. No, it's a fake. He went straight to the point. He's
didn't
getting
team up
shit
with
done.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm back to running the business. And what a shot, man. Kinemon tries to guard with both blades, and Kanjuro's like, nah, not very effective.
Kaido, you mean? I'm assuming.
Kaido. Sorry, did I say Kinemon?
Yeah.
But,
no, you said Kanjuro. But Kinemon had told Shinobu to take Momonosuke and run, and Kaido just Hulk smashed him. It almost I mean, so the guy who made Berserk died recently. I think his name was Kentaro Miura, and Berserk is a very gory. Like, I haven't read it, and I know it's one of those, like, if you like manga, if you consider yourself a manga fan, it's one of those, like, rite of passage manga series that you should read and know. But I haven't read it, but I know it's very gory and brutal. And I'm wondering if this is some kind of tribute to that, because this looks pretty brutal what he did to Kinemon.
It looks like his skull is caved into his head. This was like the mountain, like exploding over his head. This is a brutal shot. It's like, I think it's the craziest shot I've seen in One Piece, other than I guess Ace having a fist through his chest.
Yeah, I'm okay. So my question is, did he smash him in, like, did he cave his body in, which would granted be extremely brutal for One Piece, or did he, like, bend him over? You know what I mean? Like, it's like it pushed like his low. His,
I mean, we have
upper half.
We have weird things too. Like, remember, Garp rearranged a man's skull. Sanji's redecorated people's faces. So I can see how this may not. I mean, it looks bad, but it may not be a death blow. But the only thing is, I know
for One Piece, physics. It's not like caving in his entire body probably, and it's a bonk, it's a whack-a-mole situation.
I am wondering if a spike went into his brain, because that would be really tough.
Yeah, and this is speculation as well. Like, there's this what is seemingly a crack on Kaido's club. Some people have pointed this out, like that white line going down it, and I don't know, like, I could see that being the case. Maybe it's just the way Oda drew it, and it's like, crazy, like, lightning conquerors hockey drip falling off the club, but I could also see it being a crack, and it's indicative of what Luffy was able to do fighting with Kaido. That club is a fucking issue.
I think it's more of a crack in the club.
Like, that club is an issue. If Luffy, when Luffy comes back and they go for round 3 or 4, however you want to consider it, and ends up breaking the club and Kaido has to go hand to hand, that would be more in Luffy's favor, I guess, because getting punched by Kaido, I'm sure, is not as painful as getting hit by that humongous ass cannibal club.
Do you think Luffy's gonna start channeling his Emperor's Haki into a weapon like everybody else has done, and he'll just use He'll use his sandal as like the chocolate
Chocolate.
supreme. Throws it.
Nah, I don't. Those chocolates are high level, but
They're
I don't know
indestructible,
that
man. They went through hell and ice and everything in between. So
they've imbued all the power of the enemies he's faced. Nah. I mean, it's not like it's a special club though, by any means. It's not like a legendary grade weapon or something.
yeah.
So I'm certainly, I'm pretty positive.
You don't think
he
he had
has
a
a
white?
few spares?
You don't think he had like a blue club or a white club or a red club? He like imbued it and made it into a black club. You know, like it's like the black blade. You know, like could it not have the same thing? Possibly. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility. I don't think, right?
I guess not, but there's been no mention of this being a special weapon, so I don't think that's the case. But yeah, continuing forward, the last thing in the chapter is just them being.
By the way, I think
that,
Kinemon is dead as hell. I'm just gonna go out there and say that I think.
We'll talk about that in a second, because that is something I want to touch on. But to wrap up the chapter, we see Onigashima is finally reached the Wano mainland, and maybe somebody who is more familiar with the geography of Wano has a stronger implication of what this means and where they are. It looks like they're over the udon factory.
Right?
Yeah, based on how but there's factories all over Wano, so it's hard to say. But yeah, Onigashima has made it to Wano, and yeah, that's how they finish the chapter. And thank God, no break next week. I'm super happy about that. But yeah, okay. Touching back on what you were talking about, deaths in One Piece. I am so traumatized by fake deaths in One Piece that I just, I don't believe it. I will not believe it until I see a decapitated Kinemon or Kanjuro or any Okiku. And even then, I'm not 100% sure. Like,
I don't think they're gonna show his bloody caved-in head. It'll probably just be like a bloody mess, like where like he's like lost teeth and like his eyes are kind of semi-conscious and stuff like that. But
yeah, somebody would need to like feel his pulse and be like, yeah, he ain't here no more, and somebody had to declare that he's dead.
Or I think he get that goodbye speech that you always get so that they're dying. It's like, oh yeah, no. This is my last moments.
Even that's hard to say. Like to see, Hyogoro gave a similar speech, and that would have been a moment for him to die, being taken over by the Ice Oni, and then Chopper saved the day. Like,
yeah,
there's
we knew there was something coming to save him. Though there ain't nobody coming to impale your head, bro. That's it.
Well, I mean, again, we'll see if his head is smashed or what's going on with his body in the next chapter, but
Conqueror's Haki, full downward, 12-6 blow, it's hard to think he's not dead. Just saying.
Yeah.
And he did get his revenge. He took out Kanjuro, so it's like he had to do the one thing, like the evil guy who's by his side. At least he took care of him before he goes. Like kind of goes with it,
It's kind of like it's hard to even take that as a victory because it's like that shouldn't have been there in the first place. It's like getting back to a neutral point because he was on your team, you know what I mean? So it's like he put himself back in neutral, and then he got taken out at that point, and I mean,
because Kanjuro could have been a really disruptive force, like in the other parts of the battlefield too. If you think like if he had decided to go to the main field and trick the samurai and be like, oh, the Straw Hats, turn on them, I think a lot of guys would have started fighting him. That could have been a way more useful, I guess a strategy in the battle is to sow discord among the forces.
Kanjuro was going to be an issue, so I guess taking him out was useful. But yeah, it would have been nice for him to do something significant to Kaido. But yeah, taking that hit, don't know. I am traumatized by One Piece deaths. I can't 100% write somebody off. I want to say this.
I just can't see no one dying in this arc.
Well,
Other
that's
than the
that's
bad
something
guys.
that people want. Something people want is
I
for
don't want it.
somebody significant. Well, they want it in terms of the good story writing and weight, adding a weight to the significance of what's occurring here.
Hmm.
And I get that to a degree, but at the end of the day, I like One Piece for subverting that. I like One Piece for being a bit naive and optimistic. Like there's so many situations that they've encountered before where more people should have died or been hurt, but the Straw Hats subvert all the odds against them and come out on top with full victory and not losing much in the scuffles that they encounter. And then they always have a party after they resolve whatever issue at wherever they're at. And if significant people die or significant forces die, it's hard to imagine them having a blow it out party in Wano
I think they're gonna have
after
one.
all this.
I think they're gonna have one regardless, and it's gonna be tears because no matter what, they're still gonna remember Odin, and it's always gonna be tied in. So there's always gonna be like that element there. And I don't think they're gonna stop partying just because if these guys are depressed, they'll be like,
It
drink
would
more
put a
alcohol,
damper on
guys.
the party. It would put a damper on the party if all the scabbards are
Listen,
dead.
they break out the
he-
chopsticks. People forget this, man.
Yeah, and also Luffy, he said he was gonna keep them safe and protect them, and he came into the new world. He did what he did so that he could protect his friends and people who were close to him and important to him, and not lose anybody, in the process of becoming the Pirate King. And it would suck if he failed in that ambition and lost a bunch of people, and you know what I mean. Like
Well, as
it
long as
implies
straw hats, it's kind of his main.
there
thing.
there would be a downcast on the One Piece world for a significant amount of time until they emotionally worked out the losses that they take in this situation if significant people die. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see depressed One Piece. I want them to be overcoming the most crazy odds and getting out on top. And
Well, maybe Kinemon just never walks again, and he survives. Because
maybe
feels
I want
like
to
he
see.
has
I want to see
50%
them all
less spine.
celebrating. I want to see them all celebrating Kinemon doing those those weird samurai faces. The dun dun face. Those the paintings with that one eye looking one direction, the other eye looking the other direction. Like I want to see them having fun and partying and celebrating, and yeah, I want One Piece to not be the real world, okay? I have enough of the real world. I want to escape into a more optimistic, positive place.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that was just a love tap from Kaido. Little Conqueror's Hockey love tap. But only time will tell.
Candidates for Luffy being saved.
For me,
I want to
Shirahoshi. Just gonna throw it out there.
Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
I don't really see that. I don't think she's in the vicinity. I don't think she's close by. It'd be pretty weird for her to also take the imperative to just go randomly to Wano and happen to be in the place where Luffy is driving. Like there'd be a lot of random ass coincidences.
It may not be random. It might be her dad was captured at Reverie, and she needs help to get him back.
He wasn't captured at Reverie because Garp escorted them all back down to the.
Just don't shit on my theories. No, but I don't know. It could still be Shirahoshi going to say what's up. She's like, oh man, floating castle, Luffy drowning, really help. But I think it's a monster of some sort. I think just because Momo's hearing it. The reason I also get Fishman vibes is because of the Joy Boy thing. I think the Joy Boy has strong implications with Fishman Island, and I think that's maybe I'm just reaching a little too far with the connection. But I do think that's where it circles back to.
Maybe it's a lion turtle, so it's like a land king, but it can also go in the water as well. Because
Zoe
the Lion
technically is
King.
walking in the water.
Well, I don't know what the lion turtle, which Asian culture it belongs to. Maybe it's Chinese. I don't know. Oda can be mixing mythologies. Who knows? But there can be some kind of creature that Momonosuke will command to get Luffy. I mean, another thing, when Luffy went into the water when they first arrived at Wano, I think it was the octopus that saved him. And the octopuses seem to have some kind of, weird background shit going on. So some people think that one of the octopuses will pull Luffy out. Some people, I think the most likely candidate is Law's crew. The submarine is still in the water. They're around the vicinity of Onigashima. They could use sonar. I'm sure they're observing the situation, and I think they could scoop up Luffy, and that'll probably be the simplest and easiest way to get him out of that situation.
The third one I think would also make sense would be the Big Mom Pirates finally coming back in.
I mean, I don't know why they would just scoop Luffy out of the water. I was thinking it was a... Yeah, but let him die. Just let him be dead in the water.
No, you gotta let Big Mom, punch him to death. That's how it works in the game. So someone has to fish him out so he can die properly. It's One Piece, man.
I don't know. That'd be pretty stupid on their part, but I guess it's a possibility. I was thinking it was a possibility before he hit the water. I was thinking he was gonna fucking crash onto their ship.
Do you think maybe Katakuri could have given them a message like, "Yo, Luffy's aight." Like, you know what? Our big brother likes you. We're not gonna let you drown. We're just gonna kidnap your ass or something. Who knows?
I hope he doesn't get amnesia like Big Mom did. But who knows, man? Who knows what will happen with Luffy? Who will scoop him up? Again, I think the most likely candidate is a submarine, but I don't know. I'm wondering what the hell is gonna happen with Kaido, because he is a force that is unchecked right now,
and no one's stopping him from going to kill Momo.
Yeah.
Maybe Yamato comes back. I mean, she's real close. I'm sure she hears, the death sounds. So maybe she just follows that. Other than that, I'm not sure where they are exactly in the castle, but Shinobu ain't gonna be able to run far from Kaido.
She's on the 3rd floor. Yeah, I was just kind of glimpsing through the chapter, and so it's this 3rd floor castle, and she's running through, smashing people, and let me see if they indicate where. It says passage to 1st floor crawl space. So they have 2 floors between them. I mean, I guess Law could take Yamato and teleport him to Kaido, because I think Yamato and Law would be the only people who could significantly hold Kaido off from just wrecking everybody right now.
You think Sanji could swing Zoro's Conqueror's hockey body at him? Maybe that'll work. You should.
So Zoro, his ambition was misunderstood. He didn't want to become the world's greatest swordsman. He wanted to become the world's greatest sword man.
Oh my god.
He's like, I have achieved my goal.
This is it. This is everything I wanted. Oh man. That's hilarious. But we'll see. We'll have to, and we don't have to wait long. Just a week. No break this time. I can't wait, honestly. This chapter was crazy from start to finish. Big moments in here.
Yeah, it felt longer than the other chapters, and I'm sure it's the same amount of pages and everything. It was packed with so much information, and there was also so many multiple events going on in this chapter.
Couple double panels too, so it feels like one, but it really is two. So I mean, at least two. So and it's only 17. So, but lots of good stuff. Really good chapter. And I need more.
MVP.
All right. So for me, my MVP this week is definitely Kaido. Definitely Kaido.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. Kaido, not fucking around. He shit on Luffy, mocking his attacks.
Big ol' reveal for Joy Boy.
And completely Hulk smashed Kinemon. So just a devastating force of chaos, and yeah, he definitely earned the MVP for this chapter.
Hands down, hands down. Second runner-up would have been Chopper for me, which was cool little side note and possible revelation that his formula's about to get boosted. That and him seeing at least trying to throw Queen around was pretty cool. Holding off him and Spedo I thought was pretty dope. Basically holding off 2 commander level guys, even if he's not winning or doing significant damage. That in itself is pretty damn impressive.
Word, son. I don't think there's much else to say about that. Like,
it's just utter domination, man. Like, some things just kind of speak for themselves, and that hammer shot pretty much did all the speaking. Cool to see that Conjuro's got finally taken out and out of the picture, though. Thank God. It's a cool moment from Kinemon there, taking him out, righting the wrongs, taking out the traitor.
Alright, so with that being said, we are in our chapter grade. You can go ahead. What is your
For me,
chapter grade?
This one was a really, really good entry. I'm going to give it an 8.6. Moments hit, nice revelation about the Joy Boy thing. Seeing Luffy, is in very dire straits, and just all the action in this. This was nonstop. Momo with a little reveal or hints that he has some deeper powers. Hearing that maybe something's going to rescue Luffy in the background. Tanjiro's big moment. Chopper there with the revelation. Just all around good stuff. Just great action. I guess the only thing that held it back for me, really, I don't know. It would have been kind of, I guess, cool to see conclusively what happened to Kanjuro, like as a follow-up, or Kinemon as a follow-up. See if he's like dead or not. That and I guess ending the note like, oh yes, we have finally arrived at Onishigama. It's like it's cool, but it's like not epic. I mean, it probably would have been better just leave it as Kinemon's head blown up or something like that.
Well, I like that we're able to see, like, to me it implies where the next chapter is going now that we've reached the mainland. I don't think it was a bad place to leave the chapter. But yeah, I'm gonna say 8.5. I'm pretty much on the same wavelength as you as far as the chapter grade for this chapter. Yeah, really cool reveals. There's a lot of information, and we got an overview of what's happening everywhere on the island. Like, it didn't feel sloppy. Like, it felt very concise in how everything led up to one another. So, a lot of things to hold my attention and keep me interested. And yeah, pretty brutal all around.
Great entry. 10-14 did us justice.
So yeah, 8.5 and 8.6. And lastly, we will move on to our predictions. So obviously we're at Wano now. I'm trying to speculate. So, with Luffy's situation, I could see them resolving this in the next chapter. I could see them being like, oh, this, the submarine picks up Luffy and they need to work on him and, heal him up a little bit so he can get back in the fray. Huh?
Oh no, sorry.
And yeah, so he, I could see that happening, or I could see them just not talking about it at all, and we're left with a note of like, what's happening with Luffy? Where is he? What's going on? And them building tension that way. So who knows? I want to say I'm more inclined to believe in the former of those situations, where we see some development with Luffy and him being rescued, just for the fact that Momo keeps hearing this voice, and it seems like there's going to be a big moment for Momonosuke soon, and it seems like it has to happen sooner rather than later.
Also, just logically, he can't hold his breath for forever. He's already looks like he's taking in some water, so I'd hope someone would save Luffy real quick,
Yeah, I mean, it could just be the situation that we don't know what happened with Luffy, and then when he shows up again, then we get filled in about how he was rescued. But given that the pressure that Kaido is putting on the war right now, something significant has to happen to forestall him and not let him just wipe everybody out and completely decimate the alliance. So something I'm assuming Momonosuke has to reveal some kind of power or thing that stops Kaido or delays Kaido from destroying everybody. Yeah. What else? I'm thinking we're gonna get probably more developments on the live floor.
They'll get a CP0, reintroduction, or a little moment from them. They're the only ones who really weren't covered in that last one, who are on the island, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's possible. I'd like to. I don't think Zoro and Sanji are going to get there. We're not going to see where the plot is going in terms of Zoro and Sanji and what they're going to accomplish. I think it's likely that Chopper's Monster Point form is going to reach its time limit, and then we're going to see the repercussions of the formula and what it's going to do to him after he hits that time limit. So that's where I think
maybe he just becomes less cute. like Caesar was saying, he just becomes like more like his human form, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
And then no one wants to hug Chopper anymore.
And I think it's likely we get Yamato stuff. I think it's about time Yamato enters the fray in full earnest and does something significant.
Not just scream out, I'm Odin.
Yeah. And run around. So, yeah, I think the time is ripe for Yamato to do something. So yeah, what are your predictions?
Yeah, for me, I think Luffy gets his situation resolved ASAP. I think it's also like a monster thing. I think a new big land monster is a really good. It's probably where they're gonna go, because like you said, it would be weird if another sea creature, monster kind of saved him. But I do think just a big creature is coming for him. So I think that's how he gets. And I think that's also gonna help him, get to the next level where he has to go. Maybe they'll give him some advice, or be like, you can use this way to truly unleash the Emperor's haki, just like Odin did or something. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe him, Kaido foreshadowing, Luffy not being Joy Boy indicates the power that he'll need in order to defeat Kaido. He'll get Joy Boy powers or something and elevate himself to have the toolbox necessary to defeat Kaido. So
I think he has it. It was just his first time using the Emperor's haki is all,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's enough, given that Kaido has years and years of experience behind fighting and using Conqueror's haki attacks and shit like that, so beyond Ryo, beyond Conqueror's haki coded attacks, he needs just a little something to compensate for the gap in experience,
Maybe upgrading the Gum attacks, because Kaido did call out how
he's like, yo, I heard you mocking my attacks. Gomu Gomu no bitch slap. Bah.
Snake Man bitch slap just wraps around his head.
Yeah. I'm wondering what's gonna happen that will indicate to us, okay, this is the moment where Luffy is significantly hurting Kaido, because he did significant blows before, but I never really felt like, okay, this shit is a wrap for Kaido. He's
we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to that point. I think the coding attacks were a nice sign, and like you said, if that's really a crack in his club, then that's also a good indicator that there is a chink in the armor. So a couple more punches to that area, maybe his club cracks and he goes through and bashes his head in too.
Yeah. When the club breaks, I think that's going to be indicative of, okay, this is going to be the time that Luffy comes out on top. So
because he used the club against Odin, right?
Yeah, he's in every fight he's had, he's used that club.
So if Luffy is the first one to break it, it kind of shows that he's
he's gone further than everybody.
So we'll see.
All right, man. I think that's all the predictions. Unless there was anything else you wanted to add.
No. There is one thing I want to discuss. Whoever saved the Scabbards originally, I think maybe that person is the one who's going to save Luffy.
It's possible. It's another candidate for that. Depends on if their healing abilities for whatever. I mean, we don't know how he healed the Scabbards. He or she healed the Scabbards, or what they did. What mechanism they used to do so. I mean, they were all bandaged up, so I'm guessing it wasn't some kind of devil fruit power, but who knows?
We'll have to wait and see. But I'm very excited about the next chapter. I can't wait. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some really big reveals coming up soon. Like behind the scenes, like world building. This is what happened, and we're gonna learn about Joy Boy soon, and what exactly Joy Boy is, and the role Joy Boy has in the One Piece universe. So, yeah,
Some big reveals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the 15th chapter, so be a nice odd number to put it in. 5, 10, 15, 20s. But we'll see. I can't wait. Thank God there's no break.
Seriously.
Chapter 114, the Ham Actor. Not really. Still don't think the title kind of matched, but okay. Should have been called the Hammer Shot. But anyways.
Yeah. All right, man. So with that being said, I've been Lock Zero, and
It's your main man, Rev.
And hope you guys enjoyed the chapter as much as we did. Shit was dope. A lot of information, info dump. Looking forward to next one. No break again, thank God.
Oda dropping more heat. I love it. Hopefully it keeps up with a great pace. It's trending, at least for us, it's trending in the upward direction with the review getting better and better every week. So if we can get, a 10 going next week, I would really love that. And let's see if Oda can do it. I have high hopes. I have faith in the chapter. 10-15 is going to be a doozy.
Word. And if you guys want to show us some support, if you like what we do, or if you just want to get involved in the conversation, hit that like and subscribe and drop a comment. We'd love to talk to you guys and see what you guys think, and have a back and forth, get a dialogue going, and we'll build off of each other, and maybe we'll get some insights that we normally wouldn't have gotten because we're interacting with the community, and it's love to talk One Piece as much as I can.
Yeah, for sure. Any theories you guys have? Like I said, anything ridiculous out of the world, anything you think we missed during this chapter, feel free to let us know. And like I said, it's been a pleasure. It's another great one in the books.
All right, guys. Peace.